Morning, grade 7s. I hope you had an awesome weekend and are ready to get stuck into another week of work. Last week we were looking at how to convert decimal numbers into common fractions and common fractions into decimals. So today we're going to be looking at exercise 7.6 on page 111. But before we start, let's look at what we did last week. Last week, we changed common fractions into decimals. And what we needed to do was to get a denominator of either 10 or 100 or 1,000 so that we could place them in those columns. 20 does not have its own column, so we decided that we needed to times that by 5 in order to get 100. And what we did to the bottom, we did to the top. Now we know that our number needs to end in the hundredths column. This is the tenths column, this is the hundredths column. And our number ends in the hundredths column. Now today we're going to be looking at numbers that are not easy to make into tens, hundreds or thousands. So let's look at an example like this. A third. 3 does not fit into 10 or 100 or 1,000. So let's look at what we can do. 1 over 3 is the same as 1 divided by 3. So if we put the 1 inside the house and the 3 outside, we need to give it some extra zeros. 3 does not fit into 1, so we give the 1 to the next digit. 3 goes into 10 3 times, remainder 1. 3 goes into 10 3 times, remainder 1. Now you can see that this is just going to continue on and on and on. Remember to move your comma up. So you are left with a decimal number of 0,333333 to infinity. The 3 is repeated. We've done this before. How do we show that a number is repeated? We will say 0,3 with the dot on top, which means that the 3 is repeated. It is a recurring dot. Let's look at another one. 5 over 11. 11 cannot be changed into a 10 or 100 or 1,000. So, what does 5 over 11 mean? It means 5 divided by 11. 5 divided by 11. We need to put some places in. 11 does not go into 5, so we give the 5 to the next digit. 11 into 50 goes 4 times, because 4 times 11 is 44, so we have a remainder of 6. 11 goes into 60 5 times, because 11 times 5 is 55, and we have a remainder of 5. 11 into 50 goes 4 times, remainder 6. You can once again see a pattern forming. So we are left with an answer that will look like this. and so on to infinity. So the 4 and the 5 are repeated over and over again. So our final answer will use a recurring dot on both of those numbers because they are both repeated over and over again. So let's have a look at exercise 7.6. A is 2 over 3. So remember that 2 over 3 means 2 divided by 3. So you will start off like that.